What's up, guys? It's Elvis here, the Baron's Finest, and we are here with this man again, who just did something incredibly cool. So, what'd you do for us, Fran?
So I got second at Continentals.
We gotta zoom in on that clear sword real quick. Just. As soon as my camera wants to. There we go. Eat a camera. You're never probably gonna see this card again, otherwise. Alright, so yeah, you got second at Continentals.
Yeah,
which is basically Nats for Yu-Gi-Oh players.
Yep, and that means Bushiroad is paying me to go to Japan to play card games at Worlds.
Yep. And what'd you wind up playing again this time?
Revengers. For anybody that's seen the deck list, there were 3 Revenger players in the top 4. Yeah,
and you all got swept by the first place guy.
Yeah, we did.
Who was the only one not playing Shadow Paladin in top 4.
Angel Feathers, man. Angel Feathers.
I kept saying it was a good deck.
Oh.
So anyways, let's go over the deck. It's about the same, but I figured you guys want to see like possibly new insight. So
So the starter is obviously the best starter in the game.
Yep.
Judge Bow.
Judge
Cycles your deck 4. If you don't play it and you're playing Revengers, you're bad. Still the same trigger lineup. 8.
I want to hit.
That's
Yeah.
wrong.
There we go. So
That's 10 crit.
are those all actually hollows now?
No.
You almost had me impressed, Albert.
No. One's missing. 2 draw.
Those aren't both hollow, and you litanied your freaking regional list hollow MVP.
3, 4 heals. Because I'm not bad. And the one of Tech David.
Alright, so explain the David, because I know you added this in before.
Yeah, so Charon was getting horribly bad every time I rode into a Mordred and had another Mordred in hand, and I wanted to go into Orgeyser, because Charon was just bad. So instead I put in the David, and it put in work. It was actually made the deck a lot more consistent. Should have won a game off of this. Yeah, I won a mirror game off of this, because Judge Bow hit on Rearguard.
Oh, well then.
So, yeah, I called it after it died and went back into my deck and then came back out and it hit. And then so I sacked this for David and then I sacked this for Diablo and won.
And did David ever like really conflict with the whole numbers issue, or did you just like swing at rear guards when it was like placed on board, or what did you do with like David? Because I would imagine like numbers could possibly be a thing because it's a 5K base.
For the most part, I was swinging at side anyway, because that's kind of how you play the control game. For the most part, it was either that or a 10k shield. Every time I draw into it, I kind of just dropped it as a 10k shield, cycled it back into the deck. G2 rush, these awkwardly makes 9s. But, yeah, outside of that, it was just kind of there. It made 15s with Masquerade, but that wasn't a number, so I just swapped it around, made it 12. Yeah, 12, because it doesn't matter. And David's better to die than Masquerade, so because Masquerade Swordbreaker makes 16s.
Fair enough. Alright, so that's it for the zeros. The 18-0 ratio this time, not 17.
Yeah, it works though. I mean, this deck just toolboxes everything. The only problem is it doesn't work with Maka, but yeah.
Oh yeah, because you can't call 0 self Maka.
Yeah.
Like a twin sword can't call 3s.
It's sad. But and then the G1 lineup, still 3 Dorant, 2 Masquerade, 2 Trumpeter, 2 Swordbreaker, 4 Maclears. Still not
Karma Collector.
Yeah, still not Karma Collector. There were a couple players that played Karma Collector. They were talking about how Maclear was better and that they should have played it at Continentals when I was talking to them afterwards. Actually, a friend of mine, Bryson, shoutouts to him. He played 3 Karma Collector, forgot the fourth one, and had a Maclear in deck. During free play, I opened the Maclear Masquerade, and I called him a god, because that one Maclear just completely wrecked my opponent during free play. So, yeah, that was fun stuff. But yeah, Dark Revenger Maclear allows for massive rushing, and it can make for really big numbers. It's also sack fodder for Diablo if you ever need it. You're not really afraid of calling PGs in this deck, because you can do it off of anything, and then you can cycle it back in anyway, so
Fair enough.
It's whatever. Also, yeah, Dark Heart's clutch. If you don't run Dark Heart, you're probably bad. These are hollow, by the way.
Oh, they are both hollow. Not bad. You finally got something at least hollow in this stupid deck.
Yeah, I have my SPs. It's okay.
You're 1 SP?
Yeah, it's okay, fam. It's okay, fam. Alright, G-Zone.
Oh, twos?
Or twos. Twos.
Jeez, we're not that far.
Okay, twos. 4 Blaster Dark Revenger best. SP.
We're just gonna zoom in on that SP real quick.
4 Blaster Dark Revenger. 2 Maka. They're both hollows.
There we go.
They're both hollows.
Oh, they are both hollow.
And then still the 1 Terry non-tech. Awkwardly enough, everyone knows me by this Terry non-tech.
You literally just known as Continentals for the Terrynon guy.
Yeah, because no one else texts in this card, and I still think it's God. If you open it and you open this or this, you just honestly ride this, and then you can call the others. And it's still a Revenger name. It's opened up a lot more times than I've thought, and it could have been another Maka, which would have completely screwed me over. But I mean, it's a good card. If you call it, you still make your opponent sack a board. Did it to a Great Nature player. I mean, I feel bad for him. But yeah, I mean, he was at 5 damage. I counterblasted 1. He had to sack 2 to guard both swings, so.
Fair enough. Alright, and I guess because people are still gonna be on the debate about this and say you're bad, even though Continentals is a thing, why Maka over Mana or Vanguard or...
Okay, so there were players playing Macart, but I will say, because people will be hounding me over this, Macart is still kind of awkward because it doesn't actually do anything until you Legion, in which then you're either already ahead or you're too far behind for it to matter. Maka is really just on demand. The only awkward part is that it's not a Revenger, but honestly it doesn't matter because you have enough Revengers anyway. The only thing I would say about Mana gets you killed in the mirror. And I was expecting the turnout for Shadows at Continentals. So I was like this deck is mainly centered around winning the mirror, which I did. I don't think I dropped a single mirror. So yeah, I will say that Maka is great in the mirror. You don't really even use her much, but in the off chance that you do, you can generally go into you can go into her, which instantly is a free +2. So
yeah, it gets you an offensive +1 and a defensive +1.
Yeah, and then you can go into Swordbreaker, neither of which Mana can do, and it's a permanent board, so you don't have to sack.
Well, a lot of people say go Mana, so that way you can also go Drag Ruler combo it, and then that way your board actually still lasts.
If you're running Drag Ruler, that's a completely different story. But Drag Ruler in my opinion, conflicts with Abyss. If you're gonna run the Drag Ruler deck.
Well, I meant the Drag Ruler Stride.
Oh.
Because some people are oh, you call something off Mana and then just sack it.
Well, my stride zone's really tight, so I wouldn't want to play Drag Ruler. It's the G zone's too tight for Drag Ruler. I liked Drag Ruler before we had certain cards, but
yeah, before we had even Aura Geyser.
Yeah, I really like Drag Ruler. If Drag Ruler was in play, I would consider the mana and then get the pluses. I would consider the mana to do the unflip 2 for Blaster Dark Revenger because that's a hilarious move, but we don't. The G zone space is too tight. I don't like mana. It gets me burnt out in the mirror, and 15 is a terrible number. If you ride it, you also suck.
Tell your friends to come.
Cool.
Don't worry, it's all good. Alright, so that does it for 2s.
Yeah, the 3s are just standard. I don't think anybody else... okay, I won't say anybody else, but there are some people that don't play it this way, but I personally do. It's the 4 Mordred, 4 Phantom Blaster. Some people do play the Phantom Blaster Dragon Break Ride, I just don't.
Yeah, I know Japan is really big on the Phantom Blaster Break Ride right now.
Yeah,
Shadows.
it's a good card. Does everything that you would expect Shadows to do, but I never seem to have Soul with how I'm playing the deck. Also, Mordred Phantom gets me a free +1. Also, half the time the cost is free because I call a Blaster Dark Revenger in front of Torrent. Or if I'm trolling, I call the Adrot Revenger. So honestly, it doesn't matter. I don't even this card makes the entire deck toolboxy because it calls grade 2s or less.
Yeah, it gives you everything that Mordred gives you stuff Shadows are missing.
Yeah,
with the 2 Swarm ability.
So I just prefer Mordred. Not to mention it's a Revenger and a Phantom. If it had Blaster in its name,
that'd be a little good.
This deck would be broken, and I also would be playing Charon, but I opened up into this card a lot. The Break Ride over Break Ride is an option, I don't exactly advise it, but there are situations where it comes to pass, and if you break ride over break ride on Phantom Blaster, you're pretty. It's not gonna work out. So yeah, it works out. You, the four abysses are just self-explanatory. It's the
Yeah.
best Legion probably in the game right now, and yeah, this card kills people for no reason really, and it's our alt win condition to our other win condition.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So it does it for the threes, and then since Vanguard doesn't have a sideboard, we're just gonna jump straight into the G zone.
Yep.
Thanks, Pushy.
So the two aura geysers, it's pretty self-explanatory. You like plussing. This card just pluses.
And plus, if you need to in the Link Joker matchup, you can just not call the David and sack off enough of a board to where Link Joker can't really do anything.
Yeah, outside of chaos.
Well, I mean, it's
That's
not
a
gonna be bad
difference.
for Excelix, just that way they can't kill your board.
Oh, that's true. That's definitely true. The one Madu tech, I still love this card. This card kills in the mirror. You just Legion, you swing, you use this, get skills. Hilarious. I like plus threes. I like plussing. It's probably why I lost into the Aquaforce, the Angel Feather game, because that game's, if you go grind game, you lose.
Yeah.
Grim Recruiter, surprisingly enough, I didn't use this a single time at regionals, but I did at Continentals. I actually used Grimbow a lot, because Grimbow, if it works, is insane.
Grimbow's a scary combo.
Yeah, so I actually used this a lot at regionals, at Continentals. I wasn't expecting it, but I did, so it just worked out. And it's a nice one up to have, just because Grimbow exists, and nobody wants Grimbow to go off. And then the last card, the
Phantom Blaster
finisher,
Diablos.
Phantom Blaster Diablo. Yeah, I mean, the 10k and the crit is literally really what all you need this skill for. The second skill's nice. I did steal a couple games because of the second skill, but obviously the second skill negs you too much to really care. So you just really want to go for the first skill. Because why just get a -1 for your opponent when you can probably get a -2? It's at least a -2 or a lot of hand that's instantly gone just by using the first skill. The first skill just makes way more sense. So yeah, that's the G zone.
Alright, do you remember your matchups at all from Continentals? Like the rounds that you played stuff in, or because I know like your finals and like.
Yeah. So round 1, I played the mirror. Yeah, the mirror. It was against Ryan. Shout out to Ryan. He was that guy that won Atlanta. It was his second time playing the mirror, and he did take me to game 3 because I got destroyed in game 2 because I think I got great stock. I don't remember. It was really bad. But yeah. So I believe that game was 2-1. Second game I played Shim. He was the guy that won New York with Great Nature, and yeah, I 2-0'd him. Game 1, he actually retired too much of his board, so I just Diablo'd him. And I actually used the second skill, and he couldn't guard, so he died. And then game 2, I ate a full mana Garmer turn to the face, and then Diablo'd him, and he died. So, yeah. Well, I think in the second game I didn't use the skill, but he just couldn't deal with the 10k and the crit, so. Because he dropped too much of his hand for the mana Garmer turn. And then game 3 was the mirror. Yeah, because the game 3 was the mirror because it was out of 5 rounds. That was against Joey. That game went 2-1. I double critted game 1. Off of Grimbow. And then game 2, I couldn't stride, so I just kind of sat on Morgue Phantom the entire time and then died. And then game 3 was also, I mean, the deck got thinned to around like 16 cards. I had all 4 heals in the deck. I got a 6 damage heal, and then I killed him the next turn. It was pretty, yeah. That game was really close. Joey also got 3rd, by the way. And the game 4 was another mirror. And in that mirror, we went to game 3. In game 3, he let my Phantom Blaster Abyss, boosted by Judge Bow, hit a rear guard. He only had 1 left after his rear guard got hit, because he forgot about Phantom Blaster Diablo being on the field. And he had 2 PGs in hand.
Oh.
So he completely misplayed, and I just sacked 3, and he died. So that's how that set ended. Game 5, I played against Angel Feather, Sebastian. Shoutouts to Sebastian. He's a fantastic guy and a fantastic player. He deserved to win it all. Like, he completely outplayed all of us. Yeah, I got 2-0'd by him in game 5. Match 5. So I was 4-1 at the end of all 5 rounds. I went in as second seed. Semifinals, I played against Ryan again. So, what is that, the 5th mirror? So, I played against Ryan again. I 2-0'd him this time because it was just like 3rd or 4th time playing the mirror, and he still wasn't used to it. So, I 2-0'd him. And then in the finals, I took a game off of Sebastian with the G2 rush, but for game 3, because game 1 was a blowout, game 3 didn't really, like, I clumped too many threes, and I just couldn't get a good rush going. And he started hitting heals when he was at like 4 and I was at 1, so it just didn't work out for me. And yeah, my hand was too clumped with triggers and threes for me to really do anything. So yeah, but I mean, Sebastian's a fantastic player, so losing to him wasn't any problem. I mean, yeah.
You still got your Japan trip, by the way.
Yeah, Japan. That's gonna be after Wave drops. Gonna have to play a million mirrors again.
Yeah, you're gonna be playing against Aqua Force, probably some more Shadows.
Yeah, we'll see how Japan goes. It'll be interesting. But everybody at Continentals was really nice. Everybody was really cool. I hung out with them basically every day after the competition. We watched Vice, and we watched Buddy Fight. Shout out to the guy who won with the Tesegia trial deck in Vice, because that's ridiculous. But yeah, and so yeah, shout outs to everyone that was there: Stephen Lee, Bryson Gomez, Jamal, Abbas. Yeah, you guys were really cool. It was nice hanging out with you guys. But yeah, that's my Diablo deck.
All right, well, thank you.